Good morning, I'm Larry Berglund. I'll be your facilitator this morning. We're going to continue our series of podcasts and vodcasts on business management practices with a focus on sustainability and corporate social responsibility. One of the issues supply professionals are faced with is developing policies and what to base the policies upon. One of the areas to consider is a review of the definitions of sustainability or corporate social responsibility. I'm going to run through about 7 key reference points for definitions of sustainability. The first one we start with, as most organizations do, is the Brundtland Commission. The Brundtland Commission was a UN-based initiative in 1987, and they came up with, to paraphrase, the idea that sustainability means meeting the needs of today without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. Essentially, given the resources that we have globally, how can we ensure that we will have sustainable commerce and sustainable lifestyles? That was the first one. Concurrently, the Brundtland Commission also came up with a definition for sustainable development. This is a very key part of the global expansion of the marketplaces, in that the sustainable development looks at emerging economies and how they can ensure they're not going to deplete their own forests and resources, and also the distribution of wealth within their societies, and which led to also reduction in tariffs, etc. So defining sustainable development was a very key point of the Brundtland Commission. The third one we're going to look at is out of the University of Zurich in around 2004 for their studies on sustainability, and they also chose to define corporate social responsibility. And I'm just going to refer to their literature on this: a company's commitment to explore and seize opportunities to enhance its overall performance while it pursues its core objective of value maximization. They recognize that we need to make profits. How we make the profits is part of what they're asking businesses to be more cognizant of. So those are 3 very important roles. The fourth one comes from the Dow Jones Sustainability Index, and in Canada it's the Jantzi Index, and those were very important in terms of socially responsible investors being able to target companies that are not involved in unacceptable investments such as tobacco or firearms. Sometimes would be some of the ones, alcohol, and there can be others that are screened for investors to ensure that their investments go into more socially responsible programs. So those were very important. In Great Britain, they call it the FTSE 4 Good Index, and there are other international indices that are based upon investments, the investment community for sustainable responsibility. The 5th one comes from the World Business Council, and they chose to look at expanding this into communities and their definitions. Business commitment to contribute to sustainable economic development, working with employees, their families, the local community, and society at large to improve the quality of life. So as we gain more experience with sustainability, we were able to find other definitions and peel that onion down in terms of getting at what the core definition should be. The 6th one is the World Bank, and the World Bank looks at moving large sums of money and investments in emerging economies, typically to ensure protection of the wildlife, resources, and the peoples within those organizations as well. It's a very assimilative capacity of new emerging economies to benefit from previous lessons in other developing areas. The 7th area I'll talk about is the strategies proposed by Phil Kotler, and it's the optional strategies to define sustainability for your organization, to find that differentiation in the marketplace, to expand your products and services in terms of promoting green products, promoting profitability for your organization, and also to ensure more responsible business practices. That, again, is a brief overview of the definitions around sustainability, and we eventually want everybody to be able to answer that question: what have you done for your planet today? Thank you for your time this morning.